Hey, how's it going everyone? For today's video, I'm going to go over some crucial tips to get better with the AK-47 in CSGO. These tips are not only for the new people out there, but also for the people who think they're really good with the AK-47. All these tips will take practice and time. Pros didn't just become good overnight with the AK-47, so definitely keep that in mind, especially the people who think they're really good with the AK. This is a pretty obvious tip, but it is learning the spray control. The best way to do this is to download Mr. Elliptical's Recall Master Map on the community-made servers. You can check the link in the description for the map and just make it easier to download. But many people think they know the spray pattern and then they start to fall off or they start to mess up here and there, and that's because they don't practice constantly. I myself still practice constantly with the spray control. Knowing the spray control and being able to hit 25 out of 30 bullets in the same spot every single time helps out tremendously. And even if you're at that point, you should still practice so that way you don't fall off and then it just becomes muscle memory. With having the spray control down, there will be many times where you could easily win a gunfight because of the AK-47's ability to kill someone in 4 bullets. Now, after learning the spray pattern, which is crucial, the next thing while using the AK that you have to pay attention to is your positioning. Bursting and tap shotting are very effective with the AK, but well too often, people only spray. Bursting helps at medium to short range, especially when your enemy is out of cover. Tap shotting is vital when someone is only at long range or behind cover where you can only see their head or half their body. Once you have a fast reaction and know when to either burst, tap shot, or spray, you'll realize you win a lot more gunfights than just always trying to spray the person down. The next tip I have is to know when to crouch spray. Crouching while spraying helps control the recoil a lot more, but crouching mid-spray, if you're not used to it all, can really mess you up and really cause you to lose gunfights. In most situations where you have to have high mobility, I don't suggest crouching while spraying at all, not only because it slows down your movement and can leave you out in the open a lot of time, but you could also duck into headshots. So I highly suggest only crouching when having the cover to do so, or when you're holding a certain position that allows you to be able to crouch and spray. Now, another tip while using the AK-47 is crosshair placement. You should always aim at head level since it takes 1 bullet to head to kill someone with the AK-47. From there, if you're planning on bursting someone down, having the crosshair placement at the head helps out a lot because 1 out of 5 bullets that you shoot will most likely hit in the head. And if that doesn't happen, all 5 will hit in the body or neck area and still kill your target very easily. For the final tip, it combines some of the previous tips of crosshair placement, bursting, and tap shooting. When having these tips under your belt, you can start to learn sidestep shooting, which is very viable in long range and or close range gunfights where you need to have high mobility. When sidestep shooting, you need to be able to move left or right, and in the brief moment you use to change keys, your model will stop for a second and your accuracy is high at that point because you aren't moving, and in that moment you could easily tap shot or burst and still hit where you want it to. So that's very vital, especially in close range gunfights where you think you could easily outgun your teammate or your enemies or anything like that, or if they're missing their shots. Overall, even after going through all of these tips, you still need to constantly practice, and that is how everything will fall into place, and that's really because of the constant repetition. I'm not talking about just hopping into a game and trying to practice these things. I'm talking about playing on community-made servers or with bots and taking the time to sit down and practice. If you just hop into a server and try these things, you will definitely develop bad habits or have little quirks that really shouldn't happen. If you think about it, pros didn't just become good with the AK overnight, as I said before. So just keep that in mind. Definitely put in the time and practice if you want to become good with the AK-47. But I hope you all enjoyed today's video. My name is Epitome, and I'll catch you all next time.